in any kind of business, the main thing that is really important is strategizing. You have to be able to strategize so as you can be able to start any kind of business. For example, if you want to start a profitable and sustainable poultry farming business, you have to be able to strategize, learn, have all the expertise that you need so as you can be able to start that business and run it successfully. You just don't start any kind of business without you having a prior experience. In any kind of business, you have to be able to plan. That is why anywhere you have to have a business plan, even if you're starting any kind of business. Also, after you have had your business plan, you really need to know what you are going to do in that kind of business. For example, if you are rearing for the chicken, are you rearing the chicken for the purposes of eggs? Or are you rearing the chicken for the purposes of meat? Or you are just rearing the chicken for the purposes of the, maybe can I say, the ornamental birds? So, if you are doing poultry farming or you want to start a poultry farm, make sure that you get the right knowledge before you start. Don't start second guessing with your money, because in any kind of business, you're investing your money and you don't want to second guess. Are you risking your money to get something out of it, or you're risking your money, again risking the knowledge part of it? So it's better you get the right knowledge. For example, for the construction of a poultry house like this. Construction of a poultry house like this is not like just a plug and play. You have to be able to know how you'll be able to construct that particular poultry house depending with the area whereby you want to start this kind of project. For example, if we are raising this chicken in a part like whereby there's a lot of cold, there's a design of how you should be able to construct such a poultry house. Okay? And also, if we are raising this kind of chicken in a place that is so hot, can I say Nanyuki, which they experience very less rainfall and it is very, very hot and dry, you also have to know how you'll be able to construct a particular poultry house. Construction of a poultry house is not just plug and play, as easy as you may see it. It needs a lot of expertise. And that's where I come in. I come in to be able to help you as a farmer or a person who wants to be able to start a poultry farm, to be able to construct the best of the best poultry houses. When my expertise comes in, I'll be able to guide you accordingly, the height, the ventilation, the direction of how you should be able to construct the poultry house. The first thing that I have to do, me with my engineers, we have to come to your place of work whereby you are constructing you want to construct your poultry farm, or where you want to start this poultry farming venture. And then we have to assess the land and see which kind of poultry house that we can be able to construct for you. It's not just an essential whereby you can construct a poultry house like this. You can decide to construct a poultry house even up to 3 floors. The only thing that matters is that we have to be able to come to your place and do the assessment. Then after you have done the assessment, then we can be able to come up with the right way of how you can be able to start start the construction of your poultry house. After that, we can also advise you the best business model of how you can be able to generate revenue according to your locality, and advise you accordingly to what you really need if you really want to partake a particular kind of breed in your area. And we'll give you the right tips, the right calculations. We are not second guessing here. We're giving you the right calculations of how you can be able to do that kind of business or that kind of breed that you want to rear on that particular poultry farm that you're constructing. We'll be able to tell you everything. So it is way better for you to take the minimal amount of time, so as you get the experience of someone that like me who has experienced poultry farming for the last 8 years. Instead of you trying to become so smart and trying to start a poultry farm, but you really don't have the right knowledge of you starting that poultry farm and making it be sustainable in the long run. I usually emphasize on sustainability because it's not so good for you to start a poultry farm, then in some years you are dead, you are gone. There's no poultry farming business over there. So when I'm guiding you of how you can be able to start and construct a poultry house up to which kind of breeds that you have to rear and which is the best business model according to your locality, then you'll have pulled the lot of experience from me to you within a span of like 2 days. So why should you also experience the same fate of getting to learn through experience, yet you can get experience from someone who has already done it over and over? Okay, so for example, for me, if I want to understand something, for example, in the, maybe in the motor industry or in the motor vehicle industry here in Kenya, we have some guys who are so good in that sector. So instead of me going into the lengthy things of trying maybe to repair my car, we can have a mechanic who is an expert in that field, okay, and he can be able to solve my problem in no time, instead of you trying to get an amateur mechanic who will try to second guess everything. That's why sometimes they usually say that my fee is high, the consultation fee, but the consultation fee is not high. When you look, for example, for the repercussion, for example, if you are rearing, for example, 1,000 birds, you're rearing 1,000 birds and they have reached, like, for example, like 2 months, and you lose like 20 birds. That is more money than my consultation fee. But you don't see it like that, okay? You are seeing it as if this thing that I'm doing maybe looks cheap in a way, because when you're losing your birds, you're losing over $100, and that is my base consultation fee, $100. But when you are seeing it in when I'm asking you for that, so as I can be able to give you the knowledge, you don't see it. You don't see the knowledge as worth $100, and even my knowledge may be even more than $1,000 or even $10,000. For example, if you are rearing over 10,000 birds, and maybe a certain disease comes and attacks your poultry farm, or maybe you construct your poultry house in the wrong way, and that can affect the birds in the long term. Maybe you can end up getting a disease because of the construction of your poultry house, or you can end up getting your poultry house flooded, okay? So if such things happen on your poultry farm, and yet you can be able to avoid them, why don't you just avoid them by getting the right knowledge? In everything, you have to be able to do the calculations first. In any kind of business, you do the calculations and then you do the projections. You can do the projections based on vague things, or you can do the projection based on real things, on the realistic thing, on the realistic part of it. I can be able to guide you of how you can be able to start and sustain your poultry farm in the long term and become profitable. So instead of you guessing or be playing as smarters, I usually think people usually play as smarters. You can try to play the smarters as you want. Maybe you can be a smarters, yes, but if you are playing it in the wrong way, you can play your cards well, then you can become a winner. But if you try and guess, then you reach there in the middle, then you say, oh, maybe the breed they sold me is bad, or maybe the feed, or I don't know, this chicken they are feeding too much. It's not about you chicken feeding too much or something like that. The only problem is that you never strategized and did the right calculations. I'm an actuary. I know a lot of figures on mathematics, so I'm good at that. I can be able to assure you that. So you have to be able to do the right calculations. This is a business. And if you're watching me and you're not a businessman, I don't know. But my best thing is that I want to advise people who want to do poultry farming as a business. Not just to do poultry farming as something that can be able just to make small money. Okay? So today is raining a bit, and I don't want to make this video so lengthy, so as it can lose its main focus. The main focus for me is that don't risk your money without you strategizing. You have to be able to strategize. After you have strategized, then you can be able to start any kind of business. Even if I'm not just talking about the poultry farming business, I'm talking about all the businesses. Don't get your money don't get your money invested by hearsays, whereby you hear someone saying that this kind of business has a lot of money, but you're just getting into the business, but you don't know what kind of revenue stream that you're going to get out of that business. You have to be so smart and get the right knowledge for you to be able to start a poultry farm. Poultry farming business or poultry farming can look as traditional as you want it to be, or how you want it, or how you want it, or how you want to see it. But I want to tell you, if you're doing poultry farming as a business, it doesn't have to look so traditional. You have to be able to do it in a professional way. And that's where I come in. I come in to be able to give you the right tips, tricks, and the right strategies so as you can be able to start a sustainable and profitable poultry farming business. Stick around and subscribe to my channel. Like the video and let's get this video to 100 likes. I usually just plead people to get this video to 100 likes. You just watch this video but you don't like. And yet I find the video has over 1,000 views. So are these 1,000 really people? If you are 1,000 real human beings, please like the video and let's get, even if it is 1,000, even if 500 opts not to like the video, that's like 500 people who will like the video. That will be a good number, I think. So let's like the video so as this video can be able to reach more people. I've said poultry farming business is not a traditional poultry farming. Align yourself with the right people and align yourself with serious lads. I've said don't start poultry farming out of hearsays. Be smart. If you want to be smart, you align yourself with smart people.